it feels very eerie because people are fearful.
Like losing jobs and just everything's shutting down. It's really crazy.
You know, it's quite sad, to have to say goodbye to these people that you've been in school for 3-4 years.
Now not having like the contacts with others, it gets into a lonely place. That's the best way that I can say that. We were the first in the state of Kentucky who said, we're closing down schools.
Concerns over the coronavirus are so serious that Berea College canceled classes for the rest of the semester.
Unprecedented, it's bold, it's courageous, and I think it was path-breaking.
The real catastrophe for us would be if we got 1 or 2 people sick, whether it's from this or just the flu. We're in big trouble.
We looked at the population in which we serve and we all came together and said this would be the best thing to do.
We're able to put the interests of the students and the faculty and staff ahead of finances here. But we built in enough safety nets and insurance structures into our finances, so that didn't have to be a big factor for us.
Is it discomforting? Is it inconveniencing some folks? But we wanted to at least keep everybody safe.
The very next day I was walking around early in the morning on campus like I usually do, wondering, was this really necessary? Was this the right thing to do? Yeah, we were early, but we were right.
School's out for summer. In an email, Berea College's president announced courses should be complete by Friday.
I had a really interesting conversation with a mom who told me, she said, I don't know how to help my son choose whether or not he wants to attend Berea because we've never seen the place. And I said, we're on it. And so we immediately started working towards trying to get a virtual tour.
And you work until the work is done. You can't quit because you're taking care of these guys. You're taking care of the cows. You're taking care of the poultry. You have to make sure that you secure your food source, and that's what we're doing.
We're still processing checks. Our colleagues in Edwards are still getting gifts and contributions and recording them, and people who are not here, they are at home, are working on receiving those gifts and writing letters of acknowledgement.
We already follow good agricultural practices of standards of keeping our produce clean and safe. It's only a slight step up from what we already do.
We're nervous about what we're going to be able to offer in the fall, although we're doing everything we can to make sure we have a good representation. Orders have slowed down. We do still box and ship orders twice a week.
We gave people an opportunity to still put on their caps and gowns and kind of simulate a little bit of a graduation for them.
So this is the World Health Organization protocol for how to make hand sanitizer. This particular formulation will kill viruses, so we can provide this to public safety, then they can use it to keep themselves clean.
We're doing this to feed the kids of Berea. The kids that are out of school aren't getting the meals that they used to be getting for breakfast and lunch, and so we want to make sure that the kids are being fed.
The partnerships that we have between Berea College and the city of Berea, between Berea College and the community school, we were able to bring that all together, and this could not happen without that trust in those relationships. So no, there's nowhere else that we could do this.
I hope the people watching this in the future will be prepared and they will press their governments for action.
One thing that, a state of confusion can cause is you to rethink things. That allows for us to have prosperous communities that use our local resources, employ our local people, and give our local place a sense of importance.
I hope that people see that we kept doing creative work. I hope that people see that it was a hopeful place. It was a place with a lot of dynamism. It was a place that was still moving forward.
I believe we will be allowed to bring students back, whether we can bring them all back at the end of August or in groups. I think we will be operating like a normal college with all kinds of safeguards built in, asking each other, requiring each other to the extent that we can to follow these rules to keep us all safe.
Make time for all of your loved ones. That's your family, your friends, even your co-workers, and stop all of this busyness. Because really, at the end of the day, all that stuff that we thought was important last week or 2 weeks ago, well, it ain't important now. And yes, I said ain't. It ain't important now.
you.